Almost like the Flashpoint, where it starts, one of the key matrix lines that will help shatter this status centralized system.
But there's more old drunks than there are old doctors, so I guess we better have another round.
Hello friends, this is Flashpoint Radio. I am your host, Jay-Z. It is Wednesday, August 1st, 2012. And this is a health and science edition of Flashpoint Radio. We've got 9 or so stories for you to look at that range from technology regarding the TSA and scanning your irises, fluoride, and global warming. We will start this evening with a story out of India from the Wall Street Journal. India's power network breaks down. Second blackout this week affects area where 680 million live. Embarrassing nation by exposing ramshackle grid. Now, this is not out of the ordinary. This is not a surprise. India, as the article states, is faced with power failures constantly due to a patchwork electricity grid. But this is just a view of what's to come. Power grids breaking down, economies slowing down, chaos around the world. We're not ready for this next jump to enlightenment. I do not believe. I believe there's too many people that are kept from freedom in this world that we have to work on liberty before we work on spreading this technological advances and international global businesses that seem to only suck infrastructure and resources from sovereign nations. And India's not as free as they've always made it out to be. And Mahatma Gandhi is not who you believe he was. But do your own research on that. We'll move right back to a local article out of St. Louis, the St. Louis Post-Dispatch. This comes to us from June 11th, last month. Pevely axes fluoride in public water. The city of Pevely, Missouri, has decided to end their fluoridation of water, which saves them $8,000 to $10,000 a year off their budget. They're a cash-strapped city, and they need help making ends meet. And well, they got their people together and decided to remove the fluoride from their water. They felt it was an unneeded expense when there's fluoride-based toothpaste and fluoride in nearly everything you can drink at the store. So they've faced a lot of criticism from dentists and from people who believe propaganda that actually ingesting fluoride into your bloodstream and having it circulate through your entire body somehow helps the enamel on your teeth. I'm not disputing the fact that fluoride can help and strengthen your teeth, but when you drink it and ingest it into your gut, it goes everywhere, and it doesn't have that happy of a effect on the rest of your body. Kurt Scooby, who is St. Louis County or St. Louis City water commissioner, the city's water commissioner, says the city spends about $150,000 a year fluoridating the water. And I've done research, and St. Louis County spends upwards of $250,000 a year fluoridating the water. We're coming for you, Missouri American Water and water suppliers across Missouri. You will be removing fluoride from our water. And one article to highlight why that needs to be done from the New American: fluoride lowers IQ in kids, new study shows. This study was published by Harvard University. Read this. It is important. The children in high fluoride areas had significantly lower IQs than those who lived in low fluoride areas. They also expressed concerns about the potential of fluoride to cause irreversible brain damage in unborn children. Fluoride readily crosses the placenta. Fluoride exposure to the developing brain, which is much more susceptible to injury caused by toxicants than the mature brain, may possibly lead to damage of a permanent nature. Yes, we do not need it passively put into our water supply where we cannot control the dosage. That is the most unhealthy and irresponsible way to administer medicine to a population. And if we're going to be doing that, why not put a mineral that everyone actually needs. Why not putting vitamin B12 or vitamin D3 in our water? No, we'll put a poison in because it also acts as a mental break. It is a mental destimulating chemical, and it comes from fertilizer. Yes, the fluoride put in our water is a byproduct from chemical manufacturing, and we pay these companies for their waste to put it in our water and feed it to us and our kids. That's all I have on fluoride. More on that in the future. From the Financial Times, healthcare into the cortex. Scientific advances on the brain promise to transform the pharmaceutical industries. Moving beyond conventional drugs that interact biochemically with the body, it will have built a big bioelectronics business that treats disease through electrical signaling in the brain and elsewhere. Otherwise, brain control. Pharmaceutical companies coming up with technology to control your brain. I don't know, they're private companies. We don't have to buy them. Unless, of course, we have a socialized healthcare system where the government forces these type of things on the entire public. That might be nice. I'd like to see Pfizer, GlaxoSmithKline be able to tap into my brain and make it do what they wish. How about a story that combines the increases of storms and droughts in this country and global warming? They always do. The New York Times, storms threaten ozone layer over U.S. study says. The risk of ozone damage, scientists say, could increase if global warming leads to such storms. It's the union between ozone loss and climate change that is really at the heart of this. For years, Dr. Anderson said, he and other atmospheric scientists were careful to keep the two concepts separate. Now they're intimately connected. Yes, they tried to combine ozone and global warming and climate change, but they couldn't. Now, well, they're saying that the hot air raised into the atmosphere due to thunderstorms is depleting the ozone. Since they can't prove climate change in a natural sense, in the original sense of the term, global warming, they have to resort to something like ozone, which is another often debated topic that is not really a danger to the human race. But those climate scientists, in their backward science of having a conclusion and trying to make the science prove that conclusion, go through things like this. And they want you to pay for it, of course. Now, that study was done by Harvard University too, so at least they're on both sides of issues. How about a TSA story from Dallas-Fort Worth, DFW, CBSLocal.com, iris scan equals shorter wait in airport security line. A company called Clear is offering the option to subscribers. So when you enroll, we authenticate your driver's license and your passport. We then gather your fingerprints, your iris images, and your photos, building that impermeable link between your identity and your biometrics. So all you have to do is give an eye scan to get onto your airplane. Way to make it an exclusive thing already. Way to move us one step closer towards a Total Recall, Minority Report, Blade Runner society. But the BBC News is quick to point out, black hat iris scanners can be tricked by hackers. Security researchers have discovered a way to replicate a person's eye to bypass iris scanning security systems. So, as these technologies are being rolled out in Dallas and around the country, the BBC is quick to point out that hackers and those that would wish to do so can get around this technology. So it's unneeded, because if someone really wanted to pull off a terrorist attack, which unless they were on the payroll of the United States government, they would probably not have the means to do so, they could easily get around the security we have. So if they can get around the iris scans, how about we go down this road? From WorldNet Daily, police scan us, soon we'll scan them. According to the website Gizmodo, quote, within the next 2 years, the U.S. Department of Homeland Security will instantly know everything about your body, clothes, and luggage with a new laser-based molecular scanner fired from 164 feet away. They'll know if you had any bomb-making materials on you, or if you had a bacon and egg sandwich for breakfast. And dig this. The laser's original inventor, Genia Photonics, formed a partnership in 2011 with In-Q-Tel, a partnership chartered by the CIA and Congress, the same company that funded Google and many other tech companies in this country to create products for the federal government to spy on you. Citing In-Q-Tel's website, CBS DC reports that the company is to act as a bridge between the agency and a new set of technology innovators. Although ignored by the CSA, our rule of law forbids the agency from spying domestically on us. Congress ignores this rule as well, but it is forbidden to do so. So yes, who needs iris scanners? Who needs body scanners? They will be able to scan you from 164 feet away. And if you think this is staying at the airports, you are crazy. And finally, a politician to get behind and support on the technology front from humanevents.com, headline, "The Drones Are Coming." Representative Ted Poe has introduced legislation that will neuter the upcoming push for drones flying domestically in this country. It would prevent the FAA from issuing a permit for the use of a drone to fly in the United States airports for law enforcement purposes unless it is pursuant to a warrant and in the investigation of a felon. Bottom line, no one should be spying on you unless they have the legal authority to do so. So, support Representative Ted Poe. Call your representative and tell them to support this legislation. We do not need to be spied upon. There is not a threat large enough to warrant drones spying on us domestically. Our privacy is sacred, as is the rest of our rights afforded to us by God. Our federal government did not give us those rights, therefore they cannot take those rights away. We are the sovereigns, they are the corporation. Well, that's a little bit of science and technology for you on this Wednesday. I will see you again tomorrow. Jay-Z signing off for Flashpoint Radio, saying God bless and keep your eyes to the sky.
Well, there's a lot of doctors that tell me I better start to slowing it down. But there's more old drunks than there are old doctors, so I guess we better have another round. Well, now I gotta get